Good morning. Today is the 8th of November and here we are at Coventry Station, going to get the train to the NEC for the 2024 Classic Motor Show. I do apologise in advance if there is wind noise, if I fall over, if I get things wrong. That's just the way that it goes in this channel. Oh, and also we don't talk about diesels. Thank you, Mayor of London and all these friends around the country for the ultra low emission and clean air zones. So if you see me skip things, that is why. Don't complain about it in the comment section below because it will be deleted. Right, I better buy a ticket quickly, viewers. We'll see you shortly. Okay viewers, here we are at Birmingham International and we are about to go to show. I've actually arrived here plenty of time to cover today's show. I must admit straight away though that we will not be doing one part. We're doing around 22 to 23 parts. That is not an exaggeration. Last year it was 23 and that is how much there is here. If you're not up with that kind of thing, well, I suggest you go and watch one of the other channels who'll be covering this event because that's what we do around here. Right, well, my ticket was valid. That's a good start. So yes, we'll get down into there. We're going to start probably actually in Hall 2. That's where we traditionally start. We'll be covering the auction that's happening because the bidding doesn't take place until tomorrow. So we'll be doing that today. Then we'll be going down to Hall 8, which is where all the Fords are. Because then we don't have to do that on a future day. It is a long way from where the other halls are. And then we'll just have to sort of go around and generally mop up, which we'll be doing for the next 2 days, and probably 22 to 23 parts. As I said, if you're not up for that, then I don't know, watch Pub Not a Furious Driving. I drive a classic or something like that. I'm sure there'll be better coverage than this. As is traditional with coverage of NEC shows, we're going to start in Hall 2 and we're going to start specifically on the Fiat Motor Club GB stand. You would have seen in the thumbnail one of their cars is in here. This is a 2018 Abarth 124 Spider, based on the current generation of MX-5. These weren't very successful, these cars, unfortunately. I don't really know why. I have driven one of these. It was a manual one, not the Abarth version, it was just a Fiat version. It was a Lusso model. I think it was also a 2018, the one I drove, in red. And it was brilliant. I've also driven an ND MX-5, that's also very good. But I think I prefer in some ways the way that these look. A lot of the Abarth ones are automatic for some reason, I don't quite know why. But yeah, they're very nice cars, these. It's a shame they don't make them anymore. Ooh, a Panther 4x4. This one is a Mark II, which is very, very nice condition. 1989. Very, very desirable, the Mark II Panther 4x4s now. It's funny, you can still get a Mark II Panther for under £1,000 in MOT. I covered one on No Budget Reviews earlier this year that was worth just over that. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. The brakes were very scary for some reason. Oh, and another one. That's a special one, isn't it, with the opening fabric roof. This looks like, again, 87, 88 on an E. $1,000 CL, so similar to the 91 bundle I covered. This one's got the opening roof. Probably only got a 4-speed gearbox in this as well. Yeah. 4-speed manual. Fiat 900E. Little van thing based on the same platform as the Fiat 850, I think it was. These lasted though for a very, very long time. So we're on a B plate. It didn't really last until 1984-85. Probably did, didn't they? Look at the space inside here. Obviously the sort of success of the 600 multipler. Look at this. Superb. I can't remember the last time I saw one of these. I think the only time I've ever seen one is when Ian Seabrook from the Hubnut channel actually drove one years ago. And then a 500 Topolino. From memory, this is quite an early one as well. I've seen this I've showed before. It's actually right-hand drive. They did sell them over here. Yeah, it's a March 1937. It's a very early one. Beautiful condition. I think though for me personally, I really like this. This is a very late Fiat 127. I think this is 82, 83. 83 was the last year in this country for the 127 when it was replaced by the Fiat Uno. As it says on the back, this is a 1300 GT with 5-speed gearbox. This final facelift, front and rear were changed, only occurred in 1982. My uncle used to have one of these, it was a black one, a 1050. I have driven one of these, it was Series 2, this is Series 3. And it was interesting. The one I drove didn't have servo brakes, this one might do, it's a more powerful version. But I think that actually looks really good. But we've got a Fiat Tipo, which is dressed up in this Italia 90 livery. Now, I don't think this is an official specification for these, but for a start, the registration plate dates from 92, 93, so I don't think it is sort of official one. I think this is a sort of recreation of someone's imagination or something, but it's absolutely superb. All this Italian 90 thing, we've got World in Motion, New Order, and World Cup Souvenir Guide, and someone trapped in the boot, and all kinds of things. I mean, that's it's fantastic for someone's done. It's a lot of effort sort of put in there. Could be wrong though. It could be this official thing. But registration date suggests to me that it isn't. There's something interesting going on there, because you could get obviously a Panther Italia 90. I have seen one. Let's go on to this 131 Mira Fury. This is a Series 2. Personal plate on this, but I think the Series 2 from memory came in 1978. This sort of 2000 TC would perhaps be a Super Mirror Fury, I don't know. Decorum. Just waved at Sheldon from Classic Britain there, who is around as well today, along with many other people. So yeah, they went to the Series 3 in 1981, so somewhere between 78 and 81. Very, very rare cars in this country. This probably was imported, I imagine it being left-hand drive. It's in absolutely superb condition, considering these rusted for fun back in the day. That is just amazing. My gosh, viewers, it's an old friend. I didn't think we'd be seeing this again. Mr. Colburn Rubbish Mechanic used to own this very car. I drove it in 2020, as did Mr. Richardson Furious Driving. It's one of very, very few UK market Alpha 90s left. It's only marketed in this country, I think, 85, 86 only, in gold cloverleaf specification. This car's had several engines, but one that was in the car when I drove it has gone. The second one has gone, and now it's been put back on the road. Very, very rare car. I think they sold 150 to 200 of these in Britain in their entirety. Yeah, it's funny to see that again. Now it's new ownership and it's been put back on the road. It needs obviously the bodywork doing. This is some of the paint is original on this car. You can see there it does need sorting out, but my gosh, an Alpha 90. One of the rarest cars you'll ever see in this country. Is it? And then we've got an Alfa Sud. I think the plate on this is completely unrelated to the year of the car, as far as I can see. Oh no, I'm wrong. I thought it was a B reg. It's actually an S reg. So 77, 78. It is related to the car. 78 Alfa Sud TI. Excellent. We like this as well, viewers. A 156 GTA. I think we called it a sport wagon from memory. There's a 3.2 V6 in this, won't it? Good old Busso. We do like a nice Busso engine on this channel, viewers, although they are not the easiest engines to maintain in the world. This looks very, very nice. I must get hold of a 156 for review at some point. I've never had them. I did a 166, not a 156. Fantastic. Right, next stand. So here is the Fiat X19 Owners Club stand. Got three very perky looking little cars here. This one's on a T, so 78, 79. Celebrating the life of Marcello Gandini. X19 Lido. Gosh, you've got a really old plate with the raised lettering. Wow. Original sticker for Tilly's of Brighton Hove and Burgess Hill. Excellent. Very old plate here, not the original one, but it was indicates this car was sold second hand by a Vauxhall dealer in the early 80s in Loughborough. 83, 84 on an A. It's a 5-speed one. Look at the interior actually as well whilst we're here. There we go. Definitely a 5-speed. Electric windows, all the luxury, all these dials and all sorts of interesting things. And this is an early Bertone model. I think from about sort of 84, they just badged them as a Bertone X19 rather than Fiat X19. Same with the Pininfarina 124 Spiders. Another T-plate one. Are these the same colour or something? No, you know, this is a darker colour. Similarly, that has interesting interior. It's actually quite different from the later car. It's also the Lido specification. Well, I'd like to have a go on one of these viewers. Why? So would. More Italian goodness here, viewers. The Stratos Enthusiast Club. Now, is this a real one or a replica? This is a Reprilista Bell STR. £110,000. I'll say that again, viewers. £110,000. Goodness knows what a real Stratos is these days. I mean, it's nice. It's very nice, actually. Gosh, it looks so much like a real one. Crazy. We'll go through here. We'll have a look at some of the Lancias. We'll just finish off Stratoses or Stratos replicas first. This one, of course, must be replica because that's on a V plate, so there's no way this is a real one, which doesn't matter because they're so utterly expensive anyway. 2.5 Busso V6, 6-speed manual LSD. Excellent. Very good. And we've got the light bar as well on the front of this. Fantastic. How about this one here? Yeah, this is another replica one. This has got a 3-litre Busso in it. K registration, so sort of 92, 93. Yellow wheels. I mean, I can understand why you want a car to look like this, even if it's not one of the original Stratoses. I can imagine why a lot of people like these. Much older thing here, much older. It's the pre-war Lancia. Right-hand drive was quite common actually for this, even if they weren't for the UK market. This is a 37, I think, Aprilia. Is this the one that Ian Seabrook drove recently? I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me in the comments section. A little bit old for somebody like me, you know, these things are quite difficult to drive, but that is a beautiful car. I prefer this though, actually, personally. Flaminia convertible. See if we've got a year of manufacturer on here. It doesn't actually say. Isn't that strange? Let's have a look at the interior though, viewers. A nice sort of biscuit leather interior. We were looking for a beige leather interior, but this will do for now. What a beautiful car. Absolutely amazing. Bodywork by Touring. And then Yes, please. There's a Fulvia Sport by Zagato. This is a 72. Personally, I prefer the normal Fulvia Coupe to the Zagato version. But I mean, this is still an amazing car. And it's right-hand drive as well, isn't that superb? The 1.3 engine in here. These were very, very, very expensive cars when they were new, about the same price as the E-Type. And yet it only had a 1.3 engine, so you can imagine they didn't sell quite as many of them over here as with the E-Type. But even the Zagato would have been more expensive than the standard one as well. There we go. And then something much, much older. This is a Lambda or something. So look at the information sheet. It's a Lambda Torpedo. That's in 1924. So this car is 100 years old. Wow. It's crazy. Lancia is still with us. They've just about clung on for dear life, and they are still with us. And we might get some more Lancias coming soon in this country, actually. Years and years and years, the only Lancia on sale has been the Upsilon, only in Italy. But I think we're going to get some more in this country as well, I hope so. Lovely heritage the make has. Things like this Delta HF Integrale. This is the Evoluzione. 32 years, this would be in 1992. Never marketed the HF Integrales in right-hand drive.
I mean, the thing that's amazing.
Last year for them was 1995, I think. Very, very, very expensive now. Oh, and a Tamer at 832. Again, another car that wasn't marketed in right-hand drive. A normal Tamer was. This one, no. This is I think a 1987. This is the sort of thing we like, but even though it's V8 version, it's a top-of-the-range Tamer, we haven't got a leather interior. We've got a very nice velour one, which is very much Lancia's thing at the time. And there we go, Ferrari V8 somehow squeezed onto the bonnet of that. 3.2 litre capacity. Brilliant. And then we've got some betas. We've got 4 of them. Sometimes people don't count the Monte Carlo as a beta, but it's very much based on, I've always known it as a beta Monte Carlo. Ooh, a beta VX, it'll be with the supercharger. Yeah, beta Volume X Stratos edition. It's a 1984. There is the sort of Lancia dealer press release about these cars. I really, really want to have a go in one of these beta coupes. That would be fantastic. I know Mr. Charles from the Grand Theft Auto channel likes these cars too. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Much earlier one, this on an N, so 75, 76. It's very nice, isn't it? I prefer right-hand drive myself, but I love the colours, so 70s. And we got the Monte Carlo. This is a later one that will have no brake servo. That was the way they dealt with the brake problem. The Series 1 car, so they just took away the servo, which I suppose it worked. It's a nice cream interior view. It's very, very nice anyway. That dates from sort of 83, 84 on an A. But another beta here, beta Cabrio, I think these were. I've seen this before, I think. On an R, so 1976, 77. It's a 1.6 engine. Delightful. Sunbeam Lotus stand. Excellent. That's one of the flush headlamps, so very late one, 1982 registration on that, or maybe even 83. Always a pleasure to see these. This one's got the earlier headlamps, say 1980-81 plate. I think the flash headlamps didn't come in until 1980 on these. They used ones from the Avenger originally. Bonkers cars these. Rear wheel drive, hot hatchback with a Lotus engine. Superb. Based actually on the same platform as the Avenger. So he shortened the things with this glass hatch at the back. Yeah, the later cars do actually have slightly different rear lights. This is the earlier one.
Yeah, I'm here till 6 anyway.
Peugeot Talbot Sport, there we go. I think maybe I would just go for sort of like a standard one if I would have one of these. I think the Lotus version is probably overkill for someone like me, but I appreciate these nevertheless. Built just down the road in Coventry, of course. Excellent. Got a Lotus stand here. And 50 years of Lotus wedges. 1977 Lotus Elite, Type 501. One of these days I hope to go on one of these views. I have been offered one, but it's not on the road at the moment, so I have to wait for that. There we go. 79 Elite, 504. I think that was the top specification one. Look at these 70s details. I'm not just looking at the mats in there, but the dashboard and the steering wheel and all kinds of things. Fantastic. And this back end, it's so reminiscent of the era, isn't it? Fantastic. Designed by Oliver Winterbottom, indeed it was. It's quite an early one, this. I think they came out in 74. Let's have a look and see what year this particular car is. That's a 74, it's a really early one. Typical colour as well, this sort of bright yellow. Fabulous. The last of the Elites here, this is a 78, this one. The colour is Championship Gold. I'm a little bit reluctant to open that door, even if it is just sort of there. I think we'll not do that. Shows you how practical the rear is. You've got two rear windows, as you can see. Wonderful. Move on now to the XJS Club. I wonder what tasty treats we've got this time. There's actually an XJS in the auction too, so we'll have a look at that in a bit. Ooh, a Lister version. An 82. Gosh, this looks very different from the standard XJSs that were on sale in 1982. Very different. Nice complicated V12 of course under there. I'm really tempted to open the door, but I mustn't do that. A beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior with this. I think we're going to have quite a few of these if we're looking at Jaguars today. In fact, we found another one. Another beige leather interior with wood. And this car is dark green. Viewers, we've arrived at the right place, haven't we? 1995 XJS 4-litre straight 6 celebration. So this is a very late one. It's almost a perfect specification, viewers. If it was up to me, I'd have something like this, but I'm not sure my lady wife will let me. So there we go, viewers. Another retro late one, 1993. Maybe not particularly my colour this red, but you know, we've got the beige leather interior and wood, so you know everything is right with the world. I do prefer the kind of later back end of these. Like on the green one here, we've got the different buttresses, and also we've got the smoked rear lamps. I just like the way that these look very much. 89 XJS V12. See, the front end is a little bit different from the later ones. The bumper's very different. Wheels on this, I'm not quite sure. They look like they're a BBS or something. I could be wrong. Look, it's an olive interior on this one with a pinstripe. Excellent. Oh, viewers, a Lynx Aventa. I don't think I've ever seen one of these. Obviously, it's like a shooting brake or state version of an XJS. Much more practical. Yeah. 1992. Isn't that strange? 1992. Isn't it like 82 though? Because that's an X plate, so might be a mistake on there some of these, but everything looks correct to me for an 82, such as the wheels and things like that, but there we go. Oh my gosh, it's a XJS Monaco built by Bailey Design. I've never heard of Paul Bailey Design, all this version. Got a wide body. You can see how flared these arches are. Look at the size of the wheels on this. I don't think it's really me. I think I just prefer the standard car personally. But you know, if your client base includes the Sultan of Brunei, you can do what you want, can't you? Really?
4 miles from me. Yeah, I've done it.
The Challenger E-Type Owners Club. Interesting. I mean, it looks very much like an E-Type. If anything, it looks very slightly smaller than one. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's a.
Where we are niche public.
It's a good looking interior. Everything it looks very similar to the original one. I mean, driven Series 1 and a Series 3 E-Type. That's not bad. This one's even got a 65 plate on it and a very, very sort of similar interior in terms of all those switches in the middle. That's just what they're actually like. I mean, you fool a lot of people with that, and it's a much more affordable way into one. Although these days, with the Series 2 E-Types being sort of £30,000 to £40,000 they start at, I don't know whether one of these would be a bit more to actually make. I don't know. But I appreciate the effort that these people have put in to make them look like this. Let's go around here and have a look at this one. Yeah, still got the XK engines in them, of course, and things. Wonderful. Next stand. Wow, viewers, I love XJ40s, and here we have a particularly nice Daimler version with a beige leather interior and wood and cruise control and the 2-spoke wheel and oh, viewers. Cinema screen headlamps in this one as well, which is actually what they would have originally come with. A lot of people change it to the sort of quad headlamps. Very, very nice. That is a 1988. I want that, viewers, very, very badly. Again, I don't think my lady wife's going to let me buy that. Anyway, it's not for sale, is it? I have to skip out of Discovery and go straight to this Mark 1 Focus gear. That's a rare thing to see in the gear, isn't it? With the little spoiler at the top of there. Maybe. I don't know what gentleman was saying, I'm afraid, viewers. Yeah, facelift one, this one, 2002. It's very nice, you know, these do have a classic following now. This is a 2-litre gear, so it would have been the top of the range apart from the saloon. Ooh, and we've got some more very tasty things actually here as well. We've got this XJ40 Estate. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. This has got to be an aftermarket thing. I don't think they marketed these mainly. Oh, another beige leather interior. Ooh, and a J-gate. There we go, prototype. Yeah, this is a 4-litre one. I mean, we like that very much, viewers. The thing is though, by 1992, the XJ40 was kind of towards the end of its life. It was replaced in 1994, so I don't quite know what they were intending to do with this. Perhaps they were intending to put it on the X300 shape, but I mean, it's absolutely lovely. We like it very, very much. And then we've got another one here. 1990 XJ6 4-litre. Around the time that they made the changes to these, I think, this one. Yeah. Oh, viewers. Mobile phone and cruise control and beige leather interior, J-gate and all sorts of things. They're surprisingly affordable, these cars, actually. You could pick up a nice one of these for like £2,000 to £3,000, or maybe a little bit more if you want a really nice one. And another version of the estate. This is interesting. We've got two completely different versions of it. Got the sport wheels on this one, with sport steering wheel and more beige leather interior with words and all kinds of things. By Humberston. This is 1989. And of course it's dark green. I mean, what more could you possibly ask for in your life for something like this? I mean, that's going to be hard to find parts for, but we'll have another look at the interior, because why not? Yes. And someone's put matching carpets in there too. Whoever you are, I'm very, very happy to see your car at the show today. So we're on the Panther Car Club stand here. Panther Lima, this one. This is the earlier generation of the most popular model. The Callisto's a bit later. Obviously someone's going for a sort of White Christmas vibe with this, aren't they? Wonder if we're going to White Christmas this year. Is there any information about this particular car on here? No, that's just like generic information about the Lima. So we've got a couple of Callistas here. This is a later version of the car. They were when SsangYong owned the company. Yep, SsangYong. Always find that strange. Lots of sort of Ford bits in these. This is a 2.8 V6 of a Cologne engine. Nice specification interior with these, isn't it? Next to it, something very rare. This is a J72, which has Jaguar mechanicals in it. I don't think I've ever seen a J72 Panther before. Fabulous. I don't think they made a lot of these at all. Not really. Just left-hand drive, this one. It's a very sort of 70s sort of sparkly metallic, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, I think this is a DeVille. It's absolutely huge. Again, left-hand drive. I think again based on Jaguar mechanicals. And you'd have to be a seriously, seriously wealthy person to buy something like this. It's 76, that one. Is this the one actually used in the film? Yeah, I remember watching about 101 Dalmatians film, like one of these in it. And then we've got a Panther Rio. Now this is based on the Triumph Dolomite. There were two versions, a standard one and the Especial was based on the Sprint. The problem was it was just a little bit too expensive, really. I think the Sprint version was almost £10,000, which is just far too much money for a car like this, really. And you can just buy a standard Sprint. This one is a 76, 77. Well, I like it, but I just prefer to save my money and buy a Dolomite Sprint personally, but it's nice. There we go, we've got all the friends in the back of there. Superb. Right, well that's quite enough for part one. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again in part two for some more incorrect information.